好，
您好，我想预定今晚6点半的座位，我们一共4个人。
请问您贵姓？电话号码是多少？
我姓王，136-1111-9988。
Lincoln, do you want to give it a go? Do you want to go first?
Sure. 喂，您好。
您好，我想预定今晚6点半的座位，我们一共4个人。
请问您贵姓？电话号码是多少？
我姓王，我的电话号是136-1111-9988。
Now I noticed that you guys did the numbers, but instead of saying E, you said Yao. Is that like a phone number thing, or is that for just
What's the best way to say it? It's not specific to. I don't think it's specific to phone numbers.
No.
But the reason they say it is purely because it's a lot more convenient
For some reason.
than saying E. I think
It's easier to pronounce.
it's easier to pronounce because you've got a Y kind of sound there.
Okay.
And when you've got numbers like 11 or 31 or 41, 41, 31, it becomes a bit easier to produce because you've got other tones. But if you just say E, it's just a noise. So saying Yao just seems a bit more convenient.
Yes, and that pronunciation can only be used when the number yi is solely presented. Like if you're saying 41, 31, or 111, you don't
You can't say
use
40
yao.
That wouldn't work.
You don't use that anymore. Just solely the number 1.
Which is why you see it quite a lot with phone numbers, because you never usually say my phone number is 136, 1111.
It's gonna be hard.
Like you usually say each digit individually, so Yao will come up quite a bit when you're saying a phone number.
Cool.
Yes.
So let's look at some of the other ones as well, because I don't necessarily recognize a lot in this one.
Sure.
Okay, sure. Where do you want to start, Lincoln? What's the first word you don't get?
Okay, well, 我想, that's, so I want something. And then 预定今晚, is that correct? I'm getting
Yuding
confused.
means to make a booking.
So that's 预定?
Yeah.
So yu actually means pre or beforehand or in advance. Well, basically in advance. And ding is
Means
like
to
book or make a reservation. And we can also use the word 约, well, character 约 here. 约 means appointment or date. So both 预定 and 预约 mean the same thing. They mean that I wanted to book a seat, a room, whatever, in advance.
Right, so if you hear Yuding or Yuyue in the future, you know that they both mean pretty much the exact same thing. Just means booking something. Next is 今晚, which means, well, you know 今天.
Yeah, which is today.
So it's the same jin, but we're taking out the word tian, which means day, and we're putting in the word wan, which means night.
So tonight.
Very good.
I want to ask questions. What about tomorrow morning?
Well, tomorrow morning.
Let's lay some foundation. We've talked about.
Ming-
Oh yeah, you know this.
Would that be not Ming what? Ming? No, I don't
What's
know.
What's the
morning?
word for morning?
小
早上,
早上,
which means you say 明早.
明早.
Yes.
There we go.
So
What about yesterday morning? That's a tricky one.
左烧.
we don't really have it
Yeah,
yesterday
you can't
morning.
say that. That's the.
Why
that's
did you do that to him?
What a trick question. You ask a question.
That is like a
and
cruel
impossible,
joke.
That's what
impossible
he means.
answer.
I only realised how cool that was after I said it. No, you said that tomorrow. Yesterday morning is the exception where you do say 昨天早上.
Yes.
You can't abbreviate
But
it.
you do.
But wait,
you
how
can
would you say? How would you say? How would you say last night?
That would be 昨晚.
Yes,
There you go.
that's true. So basically, we have 早上 as in morning, 中午 as in noon, and 晚上 as in evening. And we do also have 昨天 as in yesterday, 今天 today, and 明天 tomorrow. So if you really don't know how to make it short using 2 characters, you can always say 昨天晚上 as in last night. You can say 明天早上 as in tomorrow morning. So do that. That'll always be right. But if you do know 明早 as in tomorrow morning or 明晚 as in tomorrow night, there will be a more sophisticated way to say that.
Right, I could, in theory, say 我想要预定今天晚上6点半的座位. But
Totally
it
okay, yes.
just sounds like a bit of a mouthful. So if you was to shorten it a bit where you can, it's just being a bit more slick.
Totally, yes. And then you can see the word 座位 in the conversation, meaning seats. There's not really much to talk about for that because that word can only mean like seats.
But it's so let's just get it straight. So we go this 您好，我想
预定
预定
Yes.
今晚6点半就2点半的座位。My question is, what's the de there for? Is that like a position one? And what is the position for?
The grammar in Chinese is actually a bit different. You combine the time with the word seat by putting de in the middle, and then it kind of makes the sentence easier, or it probably doesn't feel that way at the moment, because you're giving a lot of information and linking it with just de. So by saying 6点半的座位, you're basically telling them that you want a seat and you're telling them the time all in one short space just by using the word de. So saying it this way may sound a bit confusing at the beginning, but if you think about it, the amount of information you can convey and link together by just using the word de is actually, it's quite a lot. So it does work out to be quite a convenient word to use.
So this is more like a new function of the word de on top of what we talked about belonging.
Right, and you can, in terms of time, you can
Place.
use this really universally. Like, you could say 明天10点半的飞机, so a flight tomorrow at 10:30, 10点半的飞机, a 10:30 flight, a flight leaving at 10:30. Or you could say 11点半的火车, a train leaving at 11:30. Or you could say 10点的课, so a class at 10. Or, you know, there are other examples probably, but the point is that you can link this to quite a lot of things that are time specific.
We've talked about 座位 as in seat, but a lot of Chinese people prefer to have their own dinner party in a separate room to have more privacy. So that if you make a reservation to a room, you want to say 包间, and that is, I feel like, a more specific word to a dining place or some, let's say, karaoke. You can make a reservation to a 包间.
Yes, you can. Oh, Lincoln, I want to give you one quick more pop quiz here.
Mm-hmm.
So, you've decided to quit your job in radio.
Why?
And taken a job at the cinema. I show up at your cinema and I say, I want to watch the new Transformers film, and you want to tell me there are no seats left. How'd you say there are no seats left? It's all in stuff that you've learned. You should be looking at a 4-character sentence.
Okay, so
Actually, you should probably say sorry first, so I guess 6, so 7 characters.
no, I'm not going to apologise.
You
But I will
so
say,
rude!
well, it's not my fault, is it?
You work there!
It's yeah. Well, why did I quit my job in radio? It's my second quit. Mayo.
Yep.
Zoe.
There you go.
Yes,
so if
that's
you go
really
to the
good.
cinema and you want to watch Transformers, you would say 对不起,没有座位.
Yes. And let's move on to the next sentence, which is
我们一共4个人. Now, I'm pretty sure you probably knew 我们 and 4个人, right? So if I wanted to say to 5 people, how would you say that?
It would be Ugaran.
yes.
11 people.
11个人.
19 people.
19个人.
68 people.
Where am I eating? Where am I eating in a circus tent? What sort of ridiculous restaurant is this?
Oh, come on, you've got 68 people showed up. How many people
Why
are
am I
there?
doing the reservation for 68 people? Why don't I just buy the restaurant myself?
Apparently,
You
got
work at the
another
cinema,
job.
dude. You can't afford to buy your own restaurant.
Yeah, well, I
Aw.
should never have quit my job in radio in the first place.
Okay, so back to this. So you're pretty familiar with 我们 and saying how many people. But the interesting word in this sentence is 一共, and 一共 means total. So if you say 我们一共4个人, it means so we've got 4 people in total.
Yes, and you can translate it as total or altogether, whatever. And actually, you can have a number of someone or something after the word 一共, as in if I say 我家一共3只猫, what does it mean?
Yeah, in total. What's the?
我家
我 is
No. What's the number? I forgot the number.
我家一共3只猫.
You have? No, I don't know what you have.
3 something.
3 Sandra?
Yes, I have 3 cats at home.
Okay.
Do you
Yeah.
actually have
Or
3 cats?
no, I don't.
Oh, I was gonna say.
That's my dream. Anyway, if I say
Very
一个
attainable dream, by the way.
Yeah,
And
but
easily,
as far as
really,
dreams
as long
go,
as that's your only dream, I think you'll be very happy in life.
I think he gets it.
Yeah.
In total, use it at work a lot as well. So if your boss asked you to write a bunch of reports, and he says, so how many reports have you written? 我一共写了3篇报道. I've
just-
written 3 reports in total.
just put it in front of a number of somebody or something, you'll be fine. And later on, we move on to 贵姓, because I think that is the word that's puzzling Lincoln here in the next sentence, because we've talked about 姓什么 as in what's her last name, and we also talked about 你的名字是什么 as in what's her name, but 贵姓 is a relatively new and more polite way of asking someone's last name.
Right. So if you're meeting someone in the coffee shop and you want to ask what the name is, you say 请问您叫什么名字? If you meet a clerk at a hotel and you feel like you need to be nice to her, or if it's, some guy who used to work in radio but is now working at the cinema and you want to offer a bit of respect, you say 请问您贵姓?
Well, at the very beginning of this episode, because of Lincoln's question, we've talked a little bit more about telephone number. And here, I think the only thing we need to say is the word number is 号码 in Chinese. So just remember it as 号码. That's 电话号码, your phone number,公号, that's working number, like on your working ID kind of thing. So 号码 is basically number.
I just want to add one more thing to that as well quickly. I think if you're trying to speak to someone in Chinese and you want to convey your phone number, personally, I've always found the easiest way to do it is to break the number into 3 sections.
Yeah,
Remember
sure.
the first 3 numbers, and then the next 4, and then the final 4. So
Oh.
this one would be 136 111 9988. So 3 sections. It doesn't work that well for this number because that's having to say 1 4 times is a bit of a.
No, you can say 4个1.
Or you can say 4个1.
Yeah.
So it would be 136 4个1 9988. So
Total,
I always
yes.
break it into those 3 sections. I always find it I don't know why, but for phone numbers in China, I've always found that makes it a lot easier for me to remember.
How many numbers are there in your cell phone number back in UK?
11 digits for our mobile phone numbers.
That's also 11 digits in China.
Okay.
Yes.
But I don't know why I remember it completely different. My system for remembering my English phone number is completely different.
Yeah.
But you remember it
I
as
remem-
a whole thing.
I remember the first 5 digits. And
I
then,
go 4 3 4.
434.
So 4.
I do 5 2 4.
It's a very odd combination.
I think it's
Yeah.
because of my specific phone number in the UK. It's got 2 1s in the middle. After the first 5 digits.
Okay. I think it's a personal choice kind of thing. And also, if someone asks you what's your contact information in Chinese, as in 你的联系方式是什么, that's also asking you basically your telephone number.
If someone says that to you, honey, quick question. If someone says 你的联系方式是什么? Should you assume that means that they want your
Yes.
phone number, or could you just say, okay, let me give you my WeChat account?
I think you can, but I'm pretty sure the person asking you that question would be asking for your phone number.
Okay,
That's
good to
kind
know.
of a habit thing, yes. And you're listening to Takeaway Chinese with myself, Niu Honglin, Sam, and Lincoln in the studio.